Oh, me.
Yeah, now it's open forum.
Oh, great, okay. Regional team approach. We are all in the regional team. So a few minutes ago when I first spoke, I said, province, local government, development community, stewardship, okay, those are the players. And here's some more words for you to keep in mind. Alignment. Expectations. Consistency. Not cookie cutter. So in terms of sort of the overall context, with Nancy mentioning some provincial legislation, whatever it is, what makes British Columbia unique? Well, there's lots of things that make us unique, right? But in terms of the 10 provinces, one of the aspects that makes British Columbia unique is the degree of autonomy of local government compared to other provinces. British Columbia is very autonomous in terms of local government. And the philosophy is not prescriptive, and this don't be clear. It's an enabling philosophy. What it means is that the legislation creates the tools to allow local governments and others to get the job done. Now, there's always that word enabling. There's two ways to interpret it, because some people choose not being able. I guess our challenge under the regional team approach, or rather, our challenge to everybody under the regional team approach is choose to be enabled, which means embrace that you're all part of creating this shared solution. How are you going to align your efforts? When you're looking at a valley like the Comox Valley, which is really quite small geographically, and you've got 4 jurisdictions, consistency, the expectations that no matter whether you go to see Glenn or Derek or Derry in the local governments, is that there's common expectations as to how you will develop your land, and the design with nature, which is and the example you gave, Gina. I mean, this is part of the cultural shift that's taken place in this province in this last decade, and we see it dramatically, haven't we? Here, because when Nancy showed that slide about the guidebook premise about land development and watershed protection can be compatible. Well, I remember those discussions around the steering committee table when we decided, what would be the one statement that would brand what we were trying to accomplish with that guidance document. And in 2002, that was a pretty bold statement to say that we felt that we had made enough progress in a very short time, because it was only in 1998 that the first research came out of Washington State in terms of the correlation of land use change and the impacts on stream health. And by 2002, we were ready to say that we have a much better understanding of the science now. We were starting to understand the hydrology and the water balance, that that we could say that it could be compatible. And what we've seen for the last decade in terms of the examples that you gave, Gina, is that you can start to do it. So again, it's no matter where you go in terms of which front counter, that there's common expectations, there's consistency in approach. Consistency does not mean cookie cutter, does it, Marvin? It's not cookie cutter, because everybody's got to do things in their own way, but at least there's this common expectation. So, when Peter gave the example of in the 90s, this valley and the leadership in terms of stream mapping. Well, why am I here in terms of representing the CAVI leadership team is that we decided to put a lot of our energy and effort into this valley, because this is the part of the province which is making the most progress in collaborating. Think about it. Jack, you might want to interrupt me anytime and comment, because you read it, right? And I look at Jack, I'm thinking, here's the classic example now where the community is at the table with the local governments in terms of some of the discussions that I've been party to the last 4 years in various ship-taking series. So, judge your progress by how far you've come, not where you've got to get to. And based on that measure of success, the progress has been incredible. When I'm thinking back to 2008 when and Ian, when we did the showcasing series, the showcasing infrastructure, and you were a key part of that. That was the first step of just you guys telling your stories about what you were accomplishing and beginning to share experiences between the Comox Valley and the Cowichan Valley and Nanaimo, and then in 2008 we went to the next level, right, which was okay to it was the Living Water Smart to be released in June, and saying, okay, here's provincial policy, the framework's in place. This is what it means in terms of everybody should understand what stream health is and how it correlates with land use. And this was the valley along the Cowichan where we actually went through the process of saying, okay, what does it mean here? Because nobody's going to tell you what to do. You're enabled. You know what needs to be done. How are you going to do it? And then coming out of the 2008 series, this desire of the people working in this valley is sort of saying, we want to work together and collaborate as a regional team. And then in 2009, Kipper, you came into the picture in terms of, okay, it's more than just showcasing what we've done. Start to talk about how are you going to do things differently to where as we bridge from today, or bridge from last year through today to February, March, April, which is the theme coming up is a regional response to climate change, which sounds really ambitious or grandiose, but it comes back to what are you doing on the land? Because adaptation is all about how is resiliency, isn't it? In terms of the little things you do, in terms of how you change your practices. Because if we're, if climate change is manifested in floods and droughts, how do you manage the water balance so that the impacts are less? So that's kind of the context in terms of why you are all part of the regional team, the local governments, the local community, the consultants, because ultimately you're the ones who have to make it happen on the ground. You're only going to do it through alignment, collaboration, consistency. So having given my little speech to kind of prime you, I just know that Kip's got something he's going to carry the day with it. Go for it, Kip.